Tonight on the Bayou Breakdown,
Tiger Baseball breaks out the brooms on opening weekend.
Kim Mulkey's squad stumbles against number 3 Texas.
And a look at how top athletes are keeping their performance elite.
All that and more, the Bayou Breakdown starts now. Welcome to the Bayou Breakdown. I'm Madelyn Frentress.
And I'm Olivia Drawdy. LSU men's basketball traveled to Norman, Oklahoma on Saturday to take on the Sooners, looking to find any signs of life, and they found it from the number 5 in purple and gold. Transfer guard Cam Carter went 5 for 10 from 3 and put up 29 points, including 2 and 1s late to push the Tigers in front. Coach McMahon and his team finally got on the right side of a late game battle and picked up their second SEC win of the year. LSU will now head back home to take on South Carolina in a battle between the 2 bottom teams in the league. Matt McMahon's squad is looking to keep the momentum alive going into the game.
So I think you start there with the rebounding. Their ability to get second shot opportunities is highly concerning for us going in. I think for us to keep getting better, the last 4 games, our ball security has been much better, not turning the ball over as much, getting more shots on goal. That certainly has to continue for us as we go down the final 6 games of league play.
While Matt McMahon and men's basketball beat OU on the road, Jay Clark and number 2 LSU gymnastics took down the reigning number 1 Oklahoma in a sold-out PMAC on Friday and left the Sooners heartbroken on Valentine's Day. The Tigers and the Sooners were neck and neck in front of the 3rd largest crowd in LSU gymnastics history, and it came down to Sierra Ballard's nearly perfect beam performance to allow the Tigers to take the lead and help put the Sooners away. Ballard would put up a 9.95 and lead LSU to their second 190 year, avenging their earlier loss to OU. Despite the win, Coach Jay Clark wants his team to take this meet as an opportunity to grow and carry this momentum as they travel to face the Kentucky Wildcats on Friday.
Getting into the right competitive mindset day in and day out and training yourself to be there, not relying on being able to flip a switch and be able to turn it on when you go somewhere. It's about preparing mentally to compete in the same mindset that you want to be in, and that's difficult for some and easy for others. And the idea is to get them all on the same page at the right time.
Madelyn, this past weekend was one of the best weekends in all of college sports, the start of the baseball season. And you know what that means? Alex Box is back for the powerhouse of college baseball.
Absolutely, Olivia. The 56-game sprint to Omaha starts now, and there's a lot of hype surrounding this LSU baseball program. As Kendrick Lamar once said, they not like us, and that's exactly what baseball showed this weekend at the Box. Tiger TV's Abby Homrock was at the wrap-up of Sunday's game at the ballpark.
Opening weekend for LSU baseball is officially over as the Tigers have successfully completed a 3-game sweep. But none of this would have been possible without a few unsung heroes on the roster. Sunday's game marked the much-anticipated return of starting pitcher Chase Shores, who had an impressive freshman season before Tommy John surgery sidelined him for most of the past 2 years. Though Shores gave up an early run in the first inning, he quickly settled in and had a stellar outing, pitching 5 innings, allowing just 3 hits and 1 run while striking out 7.
Honestly, just the adrenaline. It was nice to be in a real game-like situation again, and I don't know, I guess I just felt good. Yeah. Just getting the reps back, just getting the feel for things has, really been I wouldn't say a struggle, but it has taken some time, and I think I'm finally, ready.
Purdue-Fort Wayne's pitching staff kept LSU's offense in check through the first 3 innings, but in the 4th, Ashton Larson ignited the Tigers' bats with a home run over the center field wall, giving LSU a much-needed 3-1 lead.
And so when I'm out there competing, there's no extra pressure. We spend hours and hours practicing situations and swings and stuff like that. So then you're just executing and you don't have to think too much.
While no player had a standout showing as big as Larson, the Tigers' offense was efficient, stringing together key hits to build their lead. On the mound, the Tigers saw strong performances from their freshman pitchers. William Schmidt made his debut out of the bullpen, and he looked sharp, striking out 1 and allowing no hits in his first inning as a Tiger. This win puts LSU at 3-0 to start the season, and the Tigers can only build on the talent shown this weekend at the Box. LSU Baseball returns to Alec Box Stadium on Tuesday to take on in-state opponent Southern, where you can see more of these new faces in action. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Abby Homrock.
After breaking out the brooms on opening weekend, there's a lot to be optimistic about if you're a Tiger fan. But Olivia, what was your biggest takeaway from the sweep?
Yeah, my biggest takeaway was second baseman Daniel Dickinson. The sophomore hit .556 over the weekend with a double, a home run, 7 RBIs, and 5 runs scored. It is his first season with the Tigers. He's a transfer here from Utah Valley, but I'm really excited to see what he brings to the team.
Yeah, for me, it's got to be that pitching staff. I mean, they struck out 45 hitters over the course of the weekend, which was the most since 1992, since that stat was even a thing, which is super impressive for them. But let's get into some softball, Olivia.
Yeah, Madelyn, from the baseball diamond to the softball diamond, LSU softball held down home field and swept the Purple and Gold Challenge this past weekend, improving to 10-0 on the season. The Tigers took on UT Arlington, number 22 Northwestern, and number 17 Virginia Tech in a dominant offensive weekend. Pitchers Jaden Heavner, Sydney Beerzon, and Tatum Clopton shined during the weekend, only allowing 7 runs within the 5 games. The Tigers' offense produced 35 runs during the entire weekend and remains red hot at home plate. Catcher Macy Beerjun put on a clinic on Sunday, going 3 for 4 at-bats with a home run and 2 RBIs.
I think our coach, Bryce Neal, has done an exceptional job of preparing us for every pitcher that we face. Just the things that we're doing at practice have prepared us for the pitchers that we're facing in the game, and I think it's working out for us right now.
After the break, we'll talk LSU women's basketball and take a look at some NBA players that could take their talents all across the sports world. Don't go anywhere.
Get Gordon. And get it done. Yeah, everybody know Gordon in a 225. He done link with Big Four. He got buku ties, Ferrari sliding, flying in a new coupe ride. And every time I ride by, I see a brand new sign. I'm a Gordon. I know that he gon' get it done. Whether it's a big truck crash or a hit and run. Recovery funds, he fighting to get a ton. Mike Epps, man, we all about the Benjamin. Handling injuries, man, are you kidding me? Gordon McKernan, that's champion energy. Yeah, family man with a family plan. Get Gordon, he gon' fix it like a handyman. Get Gordon. And get it done.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
The Purple Room is back.
We're back this semester with episodes every Friday.
And we're talking the latest on everything LSU sports, news, lifestyle, and more.
And we're bringing you some exclusive interviews with top-tier guests.
The Purple Room Podcast.
Tune in every Friday wherever you get your podcasts.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
Thanks for sticking with us on the Bayou Breakdown. We've talked about all the success LSU sports had this past weekend, but there was one team that just couldn't get the job done. The number 5 LSU women's basketball team fell to number 3 Texas in a sold-out Moody Center in Austin on Sunday. It was a defensive showdown with the Tigers getting the upper hand early. Anissa Morrow had 15 rebounds and Flau'jae Johnson was the leading scorer with 9 points in the first half. But Texas majorly stepped up on the defensive front. In the fourth quarter, they shut out LSU in the first 5 minutes and ultimately outscored them 21-9 to secure the win.
When we went to South Carolina and we've come to Texas, good ball games. We were in ball games, had opportunities to, possibly steal a victory, and we just didn't get it done. And so you kind of evaluate, and I'm doing this off the top of my head, you have to execute and be extremely tough when it requires the toughness of you. We had how many inbounds plays that we got violations on? Well, if you're the point guard throwing it in your head, you got to know the 5-second count. Call a timeout. Execute a play when you leave a timeout and go do it. So I think that was probably the difference in the game.
LSU will look to get back into the win column on Thursday night against Georgia. And while the stars of college hoops shine this weekend, the stars of the NBA also shine during their All-Star break. And with the NBA All-Star weekend in the books, our own Gia Picarella is in studio to take a look at some All-Star hoopers who could have dreams of other sports. Gia.
Thanks, ladies, and welcome to an NBA All-Star edition of Transferable Talent. I'm Gia Picarella. Today we're going to look at some of this year's NBA All-Stars and see if they missed a calling to play another sport. Let's get started. First up, LeBron James. James is the only NBA player to play all 5 positions on the court, making him extremely versatile. In 2020, he let the media know that he cannot be labeled by one position. He is simply known as a ball player. I can't say I disagree. There really is nothing James can't do on the court. This fact alone would make James the perfect tight end. Players like Travis Kelce and Gronk stand out because of their versatility on the field. They are not only required to gain yards, but they also have to block so other players can shine. The average tight end is about 6'4" and 250 pounds, and James comes in with a nearly perfect match at 6'9" and 254 pounds. Now, playing tight end is not completely unfamiliar territory for this dynamic all-star. At his high school, St. Vincent St. Mary, the #1 prospect in football and basketball played tight end for 2 years, averaging 20 yards per reception. He finished his short football career with 23 TDs. It is very likely James missed his calling, but I think with all of his accolades, he is more content with his NBA career. Next up, Kyrie Irving. Irving is equally known for his incredible ball handling skills and dance moves, making him the perfect new asset to the LSU Tiger Girls dance team. Irving already has the perfect audition reel that can be found in the 2018 hit movie Uncle Drew, where he starred as none other than Uncle Drew. As you can see, Irving threw down on the dance floor despite his age. Just like the Tiger Girls, dancing on the court is also nothing new for this groovy hooper. Irving has referred to ball handling like dancing when coaching the youth. Now, 6'2" and 194 pounds is not the typical build for a dancer, but I'm sure the Tiger Girls would not mind the extra muscle. Many of Irving's strengths in basketball would translate in dance, and I fear his biggest weakness would be his flexibility. Irving could undoubtedly be a dual threat, posing competition to opponents during the games on the court and on the sidelines. Last up is Victor Wembanyama. Wemby is a devastating 7'2" and 235-pound alien, hosting his own block party at every game. Wemby averages almost 4 blocks per game and has already accumulated 176 blocks this season, making this French all-star the perfect goalie. His impressive rim protection would easily translate into blocking the soccer ball. While the weight and height of goalies do vary, a soccer goal is 8 to 24 feet long, so Wemby's height, quick reflexes, and massive hands would make defending light work. Now, the French big man did dabble in soccer during his youth. He notably played goalie, but Wemby revealed to the press that he excelled in other positions as well. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure the French would love to bring home another World Cup with Wemby on the pitch, especially after the devastating loss to Argentina in 2022, but I don't see him pursuing a new career anytime soon. That's all I have for tonight's segment. After the break, we'll take a look at how the Saints are filling their staff. Stick around.
Get Gordon and get it done. Yeah, everybody know Gordon in a 225. He done link with Big Foe. He got buku ties, Ferrari sliding, flying in a new coupe ride. And every time I ride by, I see a brand new sign. I'm with Gordon. I know that he gon' get it done. Whether it's a big truck crash or a hit and run, recovery funds he fighting to get a ton. Mike Epps, man, we all about the Benjamin. Handling injuries, man, are you kidding me? Gordon McKernan, that's champion energy. Yeah, family man with a family plan. Get Gordon, he gon' fix it like a handyman. Get Gordon and get it done.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
The Purple Room is back.
We're back this semester with episodes every Friday.
And we're talking the latest on everything LSU sports, news, lifestyle, and more.
And we're bringing you some exclusive interviews with top-tier guests.
The Purple Room Podcast.
Tune in every Friday wherever you get your podcasts.
After hiring Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator Kellen Moore to be their new head coach, the New Orleans Saints are conducting 2 interviews this week for their vacant coordinator positions. Former Los Angeles Chargers head coach Brandon Staley will be interviewing for the defensive coordinator position. New head coach Moore worked for Staley in Los Angeles in 2023 as their offensive coordinator. The Black and Gold will also be interviewing Eagles quarterback coach and former Saints coach Doug Nussmeier for their offensive coordinator position. Nussmeier is the father of LSU quarterback Garrett Nussmeier, and the Saints are looking to have a reunion for Doug and bring him back to NOLA.
Speaking of this year's Super Bowl, a historical record of roughly $1.4 billion was legally wagered. With 38 out of the 50 states legalizing sports betting, various sportsbooks continue to advertise for new bettors.
Tiger TV's Christian Gladney investigates how the emergence of this addictive industry can be appropriately handled through newly introduced programs.
With Super Bowl 59 making its way to New Orleans, more individuals are being introduced to the sports gambling industry. While the sports gambling market is projected to reach an estimated $78 billion in revenue this year, LSU kinesiology PhD student King Saw believes that sports gambling companies are taking advantage of new bettors.
So one of the things that we talk about when we talk about cultural problems, well, we have a lot of young people are really engaged in gambling. It becomes this sort of addiction. If you look at back in the day, you had to go to Vegas to gamble, or you had to go to like Atlantic City. You had to go to certain places to really gamble. I mean, people still do that, right?
Through a seismic shift to online sports books, the development of sports gambling apps offers a plethora of ways for individuals to wager money on sporting events in a matter of seconds.
But when the bet ultimately doesn't hit, that's your money right down the drain.
And I've seen guys that lost a lot of money really go into depression. Pretty sure it happens where people like commit a suicide, right? They have lost everything through gambling. So there's a strong psychological effect on that.
According to a 2024 study conducted by Science Direct, due to the national expansion of sports gambling, 31% of people with sports gambling disorders have contemplated suicide. When approaching this serious matter, MLB Network and NBA TV sports betting analyst Ariel Epstein proposes a unique proposition for those fighting with this addiction.
I have a friend, he wasn't good at betting, and he thought he would be because he's really good at the stock market and really good at crypto. He put a ban on himself. He called the sports book and he was like, I want to place a 1-year ban on myself. And you can do that. And once you place that ban, they will not you can't do anything to overturn it.
With the introduction of self-exclusion programs in 2023, people recovering from sports gambling addiction now have the opportunity to take control. For Tiger TV, I'm Christian Gladney.
As sports gambling continues to thrive, Louisiana is ranked within the top 10 states in the country for most amount of money wagered on sports.
To undergo the self-exclusion process for sports betting, residents of Louisiana must either enroll in person at a casino or call the necessary sports book. Upon the program's completion, a minimum of a 5-year ban will be administered. From the gridiron to the rink, now Juliana Russell has the scoop on how the NHL is shaking up All-Star Weekend. Juliana?
The NHL is doing All-Star Break a little differently this year. Instead of doing their annual All-Star matchup, they've replaced it with a 4 nations face-off where the best players in the league get placed in one of the 4 teams. You have Team USA, Team Canada, Team Finland, and Team Sweden. These teams have the chance to go to the Title IV and battle for the 4 Nations trophy. USA has clinched a spot in the championship after beating Canada in an intense matchup, and when I say intense, I mean intense. From Canada booing the American national anthem to having 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the game, these 2 teams showed the heart and soul of hockey. But 1 broken hockey stick and 4 body slams later, Team USA took the win in regulation, but Canada didn't give up hope. Canada took on Finland today at 12 p.m. where they beat them 5-3, clinching the Canada in the championship. The 4 Nations Championship will take place on Thursday at 7 p.m. in Boston.
That's all the time we have for tonight. For Tiger TV, I'm Madelyn Frentress.
And I'm Olivia Drawdy. Have a great night.